Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN, presented by Air National Guard. We are back at it here in familiar Rosemont, Illinois, Saturday softball, AU style. We will have Team Alexander and Team Davidson. That is the first of two games we will play here at Parkway Bank Sports Complex this afternoon, and it is a perfect afternoon for softball. It's been a perfect week for softball wherever AU has played. Aaliyah Andrews on the road, Greenville, North Carolina. Game on Wednesday. All she did was have 3 hits with a double and drive in the winning run in the 9th inning. Couple extra frames. Comes to a close right here. Little bloop into center field, and it makes a winner out of Team Alexander. Off to a great start. Their captain, Odyssey Alexander, scores the game-winning run, and what a day it was for Aaliyah. 200 points on the nose. She moved up 17 spots in one game. Let's take a look at the updated leaderboard. Odyssey Alexander still number 1 with a bullet. Mia Davidson, another captain. She's in the 2 spot with Megan Faremo third. And creeping into the top 4, longtime veteran of AU softball, Anissa Urtez, having a good start to her 4th season here with Athletes Unlimited. So glad you found us on a Saturday afternoon with my longtime partner, Danielle Laurie. I am Eric Collins, and folks, we're beaming right now because this has already been a week like we've never seen before with Athletes Unlimited softball.
Well, and it's special when you get to see these Athletes Unlimited players go and hang out with the Little Leaguers. That's so special for them. But it also gives these AU players a little bit of a break. They get a couple days to chill, relax, which is not normal, but I bet they're loving it.
Danielle Gibson probably doesn't want a break. She is swinging a super hot bat right now. Gibson had 3 more hits on Wednesday. Looks like she's finally figuring out her form. Here's a pro.
She's such a pro. And, I mean, you can't go without saying her being the hitting coach now for the University of Arkansas. She's showing them how it's done. She's calm, composed, such a sweet swing from the left side. That pitch up and in right in her wheelhouse. But to me, it's just been the consistency piece. She's been rock solid from week 1, and it is carrying over week to week.
Gibson hitting 400 on the nose. She will be the cleanup hitter. This is the lineup card filled out by Odyssey Alexander. Remember, you're a captain. You can do whatever you want in game situations. Odyssey Alexander has Aaliyah Andrews as your leadoff hitter. Kelsey Harshman in the 2-hole. Bubba Nichols, 5th on the leaderboard, hitting 3rd. There's Gibson 4th. Gwen Spekas, Hannah Flippin. Odyssey's going to hit for herself. She'll be the starting pitcher, and she will be the DP, followed by Maddie Husky and Josie Muffley rounding out the 9. Let's do it. Taylor McQuillan in the circle, and our game's first pitch misses inside, ball 1. Aaliyah Andrews batting against McQuillan. Taylor McQuillan, 9th out of 60 players on the leaderboard. There's her first strike, 1-1. And normally, Fridays are the first day of the new week with Athletes Unlimited, but that's out the window. Game on Wednesday was the first game of week 3. 2 consecutive days off, and now 2 fresh teams playing on a sun-splashed Saturday afternoon.
And I like Taylor McQuillan getting the ball with Team Davidson.
Well, we welcome you folks to Rosemont, Illinois, Parkway Bank Sports Complex. This is week 3 of Athletes Unlimited softball after a couple of days off. We are playing games 2 and 3 for every team today and tomorrow, and a leadoff walk to Aaliyah Andrews, leading things off for Team Alexander. With Danielle Laurie, I'm Eric Collins. Taylor McQuillan didn't want to, but she allows the speedy Andrews to get aboard with nobody out to begin our game.
I like the lefty, Taylor McQuillan, getting the ball. 2-0 on the season so far. A good chunk of innings pitched. Starts off with that leadoff walk to Aaliyah Andrews, but someone that can settle in nicely.
Quality strike to Kelsey Harshman. Harshman on her season hitting over 400. She's at 409 with a homer, 9 hits and 22 at bats. Shortens, ball gets away from the catcher, and that'll allow Andrews to move into scoring position. Ball skipped in front of the plate. I'm assuming that will be a wild pitch.
This one just kind of getting away. Mia Davison tries to pick it, but gets up. That good bounce off the turf. It's a no-doubter for Leah Andrews to get to second base. Let's just talk about Kelsey Harshman with runners on this season, hitting .500, 5 for 10. You love her in that 2 spot just because of those little tiny details. When there's runners on, she amps it up. Solid average so far, heading into the bulk of week 3.
Almost got her in the knees. And KJ looks pained at the plate, which is unusual for her because she plays with that perpetual smile on. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chased. There's the first out of our ball game.
Taylor McQuillan all year long has just been fire and fun to watch. She'll bring that curveball, that lefty, curveball in on the righty. She'll throw that backdoor into those lefties. She'll spread the zone with the change. She'll go up with the rise. Get some really big swings and misses in the zone. You go back to Kelsey Harshman's pitch and the strikeout on the rise ball, 77.8% of the time she is getting that chase pitch on the rise ball, which just goes to show how tough she is to face when she can spread the zone the way she knows how to.
Here's Bubba Nichols, and McQuillan pours 2 quick strikes past her. That's an important day for Nichols. Today and tomorrow we'll decide who will be the captains for week 4. Bubba Nichols currently on the outside looking in, but not by much. She's 5th out of 60 players on the leaderboard. The top 4 players after tomorrow's games will be captains. Bubba Nichols has never been a captain before, but it's there for the taking. .333 batter with a homer. One of the best 2-way players alive today. Bubba Nichols. It would be interesting if Bubba was a captain. Back in her younger days as a high school player, she was unhittable, and in college she pitched at UCLA. Theoretically, if she was the captain and she was desperate for some points, she could put herself in the circle. She's never pitched as a pro.
I hear where you're coming from, but
well, Odyssey Alexander's hitting right now.
But Odyssey Alexander is a well-known 2-way player. Not a lot of people with Bubba would know her glory days of pitching at UCLA. She definitely can. I'm not going to say that she can't, but I mean, at the end of the day, she's probably not going to call her number if she is the captain.
If she was the captain and it was the 7th inning and her team was on defense and she was 10 points away, it would behoove her to throw and see if she could get a couple outs.
I'm calling your bluff.
Good at bat for Nichols. Count remains 2-2.
And the thing about Bubba Nichols and what makes her such a tough out is she's a battler. She steps into the box and she swings at pitches with 2 strikes and makes it so tough on you where you almost feel that heat as a pitcher instead of it being opposite.
High drive. The wind is blowing in today, and it's an easy catch for Jazz Jackson. 2 down. So one left fielder flies out to another left fielder. Something we always pay close attention to here in Rosemont is weather, temperature, wind. So it's 84 degrees, sunny, wind coming in at 7 miles per hour, gusting up to 21 miles per hour. Here's Danielle Gibson. On the short list for prettiest swings in the last 2 decades of fast pitch softball.
Well, and someone you just need to pitch a little extra carefully to, especially situationally with a runner on second base. You want to be smart with where you're throwing her. That's back-to-back pitches on the outer half. Those lefty-lefty matchups are a little bit more challenging for those lefty hitters. But her bread and butter pitch is that up and in. She can turn on it like no other. If I'm McQuillan, I'm staying away.
Danielle Gibson, 15th out of 60 players on the leaderboard. 400 batting average, right on the nose. 8 hits and 20 at-bats. 6 runs batted in. so far through the first 7 games she's played. I was thinking best swings among left-handed players last 2 decades. Caitlin Cochran, Jessica Mendoza.
Encyclopedia over here.
Danielle Gibson's on that list. Pitch misses inside, almost got her. 2 balls and 2 strikes. All right, biggest movers on Wednesday. Danielle Gibson, plus 20 after going 3 for 4 with the homer. Her teammate Aaliyah Andrews, plus 17. For Team Davidson, how about Nadia Taylor? 2 hits, including a homer, to move up in the leaderboard.
We've seen back-to-back quality ABs here. Mind you, didn't work in Bubba Nichols' favor, but she fouled off a ton of pitches. And you look at Danielle Gibson doing the same thing, going on the 7th pitch of this at-bat, the 24th of the inning. So they are making Taylor McQuillan work after giving that leadoff base on balls.
Fly ball. It's going to stay in the infield. And the catch is made by Sam Fisher. Side is retired. So Taylor McQuillan, she walks the leadoff batter and then goes 1, 2, 3 after that. Bottom of the first inning, Team Alexander scoreless their half of the first. Now Team Davidson will come to the bat rack. Team Davidson, of course, their captain, Mia Davidson, one of the best home run hitters of her generation. And Danielle Laurie, her team, using that long ball on Wednesday in a win.
There was 9 home runs on Wednesday, 7 of them coming from hitters that have not hit a home run all year. I guarantee you they're going to miss playing at this stadium. And Team Davidson stepped up big. These are home runs hit late in the game. But Nadia Taylor with that solo shot, that late comeback by Team Davidson, there was a lot on the line. That was a fun one to watch because it's a good chance. It looked like they were going to lose that game, and they stepped up big in the 6th.
Total turnaround. Here is Mia Davidson, lineup card. Aubrey Leach looking for her first hit of the week. Anissa Urtez, one of those homers on Wednesday. Mia Davidson, the captain. Megan Wiggins. Nadia Taylor hits 5th. Erica Biancastelli's out in right field. Sam Fisher. Andrea Filler is at first. And Jazz Jackson is in the 9-hole. Aubrey Leach batting against the captain for Team Alexander, Odyssey Alexander. Odyssey Alexander beginning her day atop the leaderboard. One and one to Leach. Leach hitting .222. She's 27th out of 60 players on the leaderboard.
Loving those spots by Odyssey. That low screwball down in the zone, pumping 70 miles an hour. And she's a player for me, Eric, that I feel like this is her best year yet. She looks the most relaxed in this championship season than she has over the course of the last couple seasons at Athletes Unlimited. And I actually reached out to her to just talk shop. Like, why do you look so different? Was there something different in the off season that you worked on? And she said, honestly, it was AUX. I struggled. And when I finished AUX, like, I had to give myself like a hardcore reality check. Like, I'm being too hard on myself. It's all in my head. And we were just talking how this game at times is 90% mental. There's not a whole lot of physical adjustment needing to be made by pitchers at this age, right? They're pretty locked into the mechanics, but it comes down to that mentality. And it's a competitive league.
Beautiful pitch. Leach thought it was going to stay outside. It spins back in the zone, and that is the 18th strikeout for Odyssey Alexander.
You just love to see it. She can spin that off speed, but it's that ball, that screwball on the outer half that she's able to keep down in the zone. And if I can say anything about the previous seasons, when that ball bleeds up, hitters take note and they crush. And she's kept it down, and she's looked like a completely different pitcher. And it comes down to that confidence piece. You can just tell when she's out there right now, she's locked in a different way. You just love to see it.
Playing with some joy. Clearly still in love with the game, and the fact that she is the captain makes a massive difference. We've seen this over the years. Pitchers who are captains can pick and choose the situations where they want to enter the game. On the ground, that's foul.
And I also think you look at Odyssey Alexander's career at JMU and her performance in the Women's College World Series in 2021 and the hype around this young lady. I mean, they were the Cinderella team. So you think about all these players know that. So when you have a rookie coming in like that, everyone wants your number. There's this added pressure at times about needing to perform because of the fact that everyone knows you and you've had success at the college game. And sometimes it takes a year or two to understand that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of me. It comes down to the work and the grind and putting in that time. So I have that inner confidence when I do struggle that I can continue to get through it, because the pro game is significantly different than college. These hitters, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. And as a pitcher, got to be on point. Location.
I'm noticing when Odyssey's throwing that, at least up here where we are, there's a little bit of a glistening, a shining on her left wrist. She's got an Apple Watch, or she's got something going on. I'm surprised that a hitter is not pointing that out and saying, make her take it off.
Hey, we're getting the health benefits here. We're
Okay.
getting the metrics.
If I'm hitting 72 miles an hour, I want no distractions. And I wouldn't be hitting 72 miles per hour if I was, you know.
I would say the only difference would be if it's on her pitching arm. Hitters tend to want to look at that release point, try to pick up the ball. And since she wears it on her glove, if it's a distraction to you, then I feel like the hitter has to make the adjustment.
Okay. All right, be better.
So that's what I'd be saying to you if you were complaining about me with my iWatch.
Good fight here by Urtez. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Urtez currently 4th on the leaderboard. There are 3 members of Team Davidson in the top 7. You got Urtez in the 4th spot, the captain Mia Davidson 2nd, and Erica Piancastelli has moved into the 7th spot on the leaderboard. So you comfortably can say that all 3 of those players, with the good today and tomorrow, could be in the top 4 and be a captain for week 4. There's your updated leaderboard. We look at this all weekend long. Jayla McQuillan actually began her day 9th, and because she got the 3 outs, she's moved up to the 7th spot.
And you can't go without saying the importance of winning games. Getting those 50 points to add in is huge. And you can go and have a tremendous day personally, but if your team doesn't win, it's harder to move up. Those 50 game win points can really help.
On the ground, Hannah Flippin. Next mistake she makes will be her first. Stays down on the ball and throws out Urtez. Those 2, of course, were college teammates at Utah. So it's got a chap Anissa Urtez, still a little bit, that she bounced out to Hannah Flippin. She knew better than to try Hannah. So 2 down, bases clear, and this will be a fun matchup. This is 1 versus 2. Odyssey Alexander leading the leaderboard. Mia Davidson in the 2 spot out of 60 players on the leaderboard. Quality strike. Couldn't hit that with an oar. Mia Davidson, second-year pro from Mississippi State. Fun week for her already. She is from North Carolina, just outside of Durham. Getting a chance to play in Greenville on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, that is a historic hit by pitch. That is the 5th time this year Mia Davidson has been hit with a pitch. It is the 9th time in her pro career that she's been hit, and that is now tied for the all-time list in Athletes Unlimited history.
And that hurts. You look at the velo on that, 71. And she knows that it's going to hit her, and she kind of braces herself. And we saw Sydney Romero get hit on the lower half last weekend in the calf, and taking a peek at her bruise. It definitely hurts when it gets in that calf area.
9 times she's been hit by a pitch. You get +8 every time you get hit. So that's 72. In 23 career games, Mia Davidson 72 points just by getting hit with a pitch. She averages, what would that be? A little bit over 3 points per game just on getting hit with a pitch.
It's a stat that I would not really want to hang with if I was playing.
So Megan Wiggins will bat. Wiggins beginning her day 18th on the leaderboard. 1 homer for the veteran.
And I feel like you don't see a whole lot of swings and misses with balls in the zone for Megan Wiggins. Like that pitch, 69 on the outer half, I think that's a solid corner, but from someone that's been playing this game professionally for 13 years, and I've played against Megan Wiggins a lot, you do not get a whole lot of swings and misses. Solid hitter at the dish, really patient, barrel control like no other. Now, obviously the confidence is on point.
Yeah, this might as well be 2012. Megan Wiggins is hitting 4th. She's playing center field. Nothing's changed.
Deja vu. If I'm Odyssey, I mean, you're seeing those swings on the outer half with the ball, a ball and a half off. With that 1-2 count, that's where you could play a little bit, toy with that hitter. Kind of utilize that outer half with that screwball, with that heat on the outer half, maybe take it half a ball off, see if you can get something bled to the left side of the field.
Every time a new ball is thrown into play to Odyssey, she looks at it closely. Very particular about the type of softball that she's pitching with. Ball and 2 strikes. Chased. Odyssey strikes out a pair here in the 1st inning. We're scoreless. The 2nd inning when we come back to Rosemont. Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN is sponsored by the Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Welcome back, everyone. Jade Hewitt does a bang-up job. Every significant picture you see taken with Athletes Unlimited Softball comes out of Jade's camera, and she's been doing it for a long time. She understands the moment. Top of the second inning, scoreless game. Team Alexander, Team Davidson. Gwen Svekis, Hannah Flippin, Odyssey Alexander will bat against Taylor McQuillan. Wind is blowing in from left field. Home runs may be hard to come by this afternoon. And every fly ball has a chance to be an adventure. Here's Gwen Svekis, middle of the pack, 30th out of 60 players on the leaderboard.
And heading into the second inning, you're going to get those roll-over inning points from the first. No team was able to score, and that's really how this works. You can get those inning points, those win points, stat points, as well as the MVP points. And if you have donuts up until the fifth, there'll be 50 points on the line. And these teams know what's at stake and the importance of doing the little things. And I love that part about Athletes Unlimited, where it really allows you to understand winning innings, embracing those outs.
Svekis, 200 batting average. 4 hits and 20 at-bats with a homer. Off speed, 2-2. Taylor McQuillan led off the ball game by walking Aaliyah Andrews. Then she struck out Kelsey Harshman, got Bubba Nichols to fly out, and Danielle Gibson to pop out.
And Taylor McQuillan is one of those players here, as well as Gwen Svekis. They play on that same professional team over there in Japan, if I stand correct. It might be Alyssa Denham that's with Gwen Svekis, but just getting those game reps from March all the way up until this Athletes Unlimited season allows you to come in and feel extra confident. And that's what you're seeing from Taylor McQuillan. You're seeing her being able to execute solid location of her pitches, and a lot of fun to watch in season 3, or week 3, excuse me, for me. Taylor McQuillan has been really locked in.
2 strikeouts now for McQuillan, 5 batters into the game. Here's Hannah Flippin. Flippin currently 17th out of 60 players in Doink. That's a +8 the hard way for Flippin. 1 out base runner. So hits been hard to come by for Flippin, but she's still a pretty good spot on the leaderboard because she's doing other things besides getting hits. All right, third member of our crew, Savannah Collins, is in the house. Savannah, what's going on?
Well, Eric, Mia Davidson's rise to the top of the leaderboard and her first win as a captain could not have been more special. We were in Greenville, North Carolina for the Little League Softball World Series. She hails from Hillsborough, North Carolina, so she got that W in her home state in front of her friends and family. And her journey to being this good and being at the top of AU has been really special too. Last season in her rookie year, she only played in 22 innings, appeared in 7 games. This season, we're only halfway through, and she has appeared in 42 innings. She really invested in getting to know these pitchers and building trust. If you ask anyone on this pitching staff, they will tell you that last year, Mia Davidson lived in those bullpens. If you needed somebody to catch your bullpen, she was there for you. And she did that so that these pitchers would start to trust her, that they would want to go to her in these games. And we can see now, not only is she at the top of the leaderboard, she's a captain, but she's also had these starting spots. And it all goes to what Mia Davidson wants to be known for. She doesn't want to be known for just a hitter who happens to catch. She wants to be known as a catcher who can hit. And that's something that she's invested in, and we are seeing it play out right here in front of us in week 3.
Savannah, thank you so much. Odyssey Alexander flips it foul. Yeah, obviously a big, big moment getting a chance to play in her home state of North Carolina. Mia Davidson, I'm telling you, someone who's lived in North Carolina. In terms of fast pitch in North Carolina, she is as good as it gets. Half Debbie Doom, half Paul Bunyan. She is an absolute legend in North Carolina. Strike three, another strikeout from McQuillan. 3 strikeouts through 7 batters.
It's really impressive location at these counts. This is a backdoor curveball on that outside part of the plate with that late break cutting back in. Really hard pitch, especially when you're down in the count. 3 strikeouts through 2 so far for Taylor McQuillan.
Here's Maddie Husky looking for her first hit of the season, 0 for 4. She's put the ball in play 3 times out of 4 at bats. Nothing to show for it. Says here she played at Washington. Danielle.
Yes, she did.
How does she look in the purple?
I told her that actually when we went down in the dugout. I was like, dang, this is a good color for you. She was going to wear purple shades out there. But just kind of even going back to what Savannah said, that was a solid story. Like, just executed with all the little details. If you don't have a rock-solid catcher back there that you trust in this format of how it goes down, you're not going to get drafted, right? That connection between the pitcher, catcher, the battery, there's so much trust. And at times, every weekend when you are potentially pitching to someone different, you have to get to know that catcher even faster than you may like, because it comes down to the battery calling pitches and having confidence. And you're seeing that with Mia Davidson, these pitchers loving to throw to her. Thought you were going to try and lean out the window to get that one. But watching that late comeback for Team Davidson in North Carolina on Wednesday, and when they won and she had tears in her eyes, it almost kind of made me emotional, right? Like getting to play in front of your home crowd, your friends, people that know you, and to get that type of win, being a little leaguer herself. I mean, it was pretty special how all the stars kind of aligned for her on that day, and for Team Davidson to get that come from behind clutch win.
There's some confusion over the count right now. 2 balls and 2 strikes, says home plate umpire Brad Newton. The person who was mainly interested in it was Hannah Flippen, who's on at first base. Ball gets away, and Flippen moves into scoring position. Was Flippen on the run? She was trying to steal second, so that'll be a stolen base for Hannah. That'll be a +10 for Hannah Flippen. So without the benefit of a base hit this inning, she's hit with a pitch and steal, so +18 for Hannah.
And this pitch by Taylor McQuillan just looks like she didn't have a good grip on it.
High pop-up's going to stay in the infield. Urtez called off at the last moment by Aubrey Leach, and the side is retired. Ball doesn't leave the infield. Another good inning for McQuillan. We're still scoreless in Rosemont. $20 points on the line. Should Team Davidson score a run, everyone on their roster will be a +20 on the day already, scoreless here in Rosemont, Illinois. It has already been a rousing success this week down in Greenville, North Carolina. The Little League Softball World Series rolling on. Semifinal game right now as we speak at the 4th inning. New York and Connecticut. New York kind of hang on to a 4-0 lead. Another game later tonight, Texas and North Carolina. And tomorrow on ABC, the championship. Such a cool tie-in earlier this week with Athletes Unlimited Softball rolling into Greenville and taking part in all the festivities, playing 2 games.
And I think what made it so special was these Athletes Unlimited players went out to the practice of these little kids and were there and were present and were working on things with them. And for a 12-year-old to be able to look up to one of your idols and then get the opportunity to practice around them and see how they carry themselves, there's just so much upside to something like that. I hope this is something we can obviously continue to keep doing every single year because it was pretty special.
Here's Nadia Taylor. Nadia 11th on the leaderboard. Veteran has played in all 4 seasons here with Athletes Unlimited. Went 2 for 3 on Wednesday with a homer. Nadia has to skip out of the way. Odyssey Alexander bringing it in at 69 miles per hour. Nadia comes from just a wonderful sporting family. Her brother Patrick, running back with the Green Bay Packers, had a game last night. Ran the ball 6 times, caught 5 passes out of the backfield. And now it's Nadia's turn. Two balls and 2 strikes. Little looper. Easy play for Josie Muffley. 1 down. Well, everyone loves to rep Athletes Unlimited, and you can do it as well. Be sure to check out the new AU softball merch for this season, including personalized player tees. Go to shop.auprosports.com to get yours today. Here's Erica Piancastelli. Erica 7th on the leaderboard to begin the day. Hit a homer on Wednesday. Is batting .400 right on the nose.
Back-to-back quality pitches, that screwball on the inner half with a little upside spin. Just you can tell by how Odyssey's releasing it, whether or not it's that screwball or an unintentional low rise. But Erica Piancastelli backs off the plate.
Just missed. Odyssey doesn't agree that it just missed. Chased. 4-pitch strikeout for Alexander. She's got 3 strikeouts in the first 6 batters of the game.
Well, and this was just set up so perfectly. Back-to-back pitches on the inner half, caught looking, takes a pitch on the outer half for the third, and the umpire does not call it. And Odyssey Alexander makes the adjustment, gets this pitch up in the zone a little bit with some extra bite on the outer half. And when you're down on the count, it's a pitch you have to swing at. Quality strikeout for Odyssey.
Here's Sam Fisher. Sam's on the short list for teammate of the season so far. Seems like wherever she's been, her team has won a lot of innings and a lot of games. She's 13th on the leaderboard. 13th out of 60. Oof, Odyssey's got something going today.
When you think about majority of the pitches that are being thrown are anywhere from 68 to 71, and that changeup coming in at 61. It's not your typical 10 to 12 miles an hour difference. It's 7 to 8 miles an hour with some downward bite. Really tough pitch, but at the end of the day, when you can throw that on command, it allows for your hard stuff to feel a little bit hotter on the hands, or that curveball away. You feel the velo a little bit more as a hitter when you know a pitcher has confidence in that changeup.
They appeal, no swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The only base runner allowed by Odyssey Alexander. With 2 outs in the first inning, she hit Mia Davidson. Little nubber, rolls foul.
The only thing that I haven't really seen from Odyssey, and she has not needed to use it, is that rise ball. She hasn't had to expand the zone. She's done such a good job of going east and west with that off speed that maybe that second, third time through is when she can expand and go upstairs a little bit. But we've seen these hitters maybe a little bit more on their heels with her, when in all reality, you know, Odyssey, those first couple pitches, you're going to get something you can hit.
High pop-up. Will it stay in the field of play? Nice play made by Gibson with the basket catch, and the side is retired. So, through the first 2 innings, Odyssey Alexander hadn't allowed a ball out of the infield. Welcome back, everyone. It's a scoreless ball game here in Rosemont, Illinois. Team Alexander, Team Davidson. This inning is worth 30 points for whichever side can outscore the other here in the third. For every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Heading into this week, 980 trees have been committed this season thanks to Aspiration's support. And we are delighted to be joined by Melissa Merrick, the Sustainability Manager for Aspiration. There she is. Melissa, thank you for your time, and I want to ask you, the big concept we're talking about is carbon neutral. Explain carbon neutral, and which is obviously the goal of both Aspiration and Athletes Unlimited.
Hi, thanks for having me. Yeah, so carbon neutrality is putting in effort to offset the amount of emissions caused by your operations. So the amount of emissions that it takes to put on a softball game. That will go out, and Athletes Unlimited is going above and beyond what any sports league is doing in terms of sustainability and making an effort to mitigate the impact of their operations, of their seasons across all 5 sports leagues. And so by becoming carbon neutral, Athletes Unlimited is setting the new gold standard for sports leagues. And this work displays total sustainability leadership in this industry and taking meaningful action to tackle the climate crisis.
I have to ask, how has Aspiration helped Athletes Unlimited become carbon neutral?
So Aspiration recently helped Athletes Unlimited complete their 2022 carbon footprint assessment, which quantifies carbon emissions generated across all 5 leagues during their seasons. With that footprint, we're working with Athletes Unlimited to reduce their climate impact through their operations, as well as offset their unavoidable emissions with the use of high-quality carbon credits. We've also developed reforestation programs through fan engagement, such as the Planet Protection Program in ticketing, and in-game reforestation awards, such as the Round the Bases program for softball, where we fund the planting of 10 trees for every home run.
I love that reforestation thing. That's what we talk about all the time. I'm always reading something saying it's now been 980 trees that Aspiration is committed to plant. How did you come up with the whole concept of the reforestation and tell us about the number. I think we're up to now 10,000 trees planted by Aspiration.
That's right. So Athletes Unlimited is partnered to offer a first-of-its-kind reforestation rewards program to educate and empower athletes and fans around sustainability. So for Athletes Unlimited, this resulted in developing a program that incentivizes and rewards certain player actions and customer behaviors, including home runs, goals, aces, purchasing tickets. And while 10,000 trees is a huge milestone, no doubt, we're really thrilled that we are excited to announce that we are on our way to 20,000 trees in the 2023 season.
Melissa, I have to bring something fun into the mix. I hear you're a pro at this ultimate frisbee, and I'd love to know with AU softball which player you would draft to your ultimate team.
That's right. So I play for the Arizona Sidewinders in the Western Ultimate League Conference. And while I'm sure any of these players would be excellent additions to our roster, I'd have to pick Victoria Hayward because her speed is absolutely unmatched, and it wouldn't hurt to have an Olympian on our roster.
Yeah, I love
Melissa,
it.
this is great. Thank you so much for your time. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Melissa Merrick, Sustainability Manager for Aspiration. I did not know that there was high-level frisbee being played. Ultimate frisbee, professional ultimate frisbee.
You and
Sidewinders.
I are like eyes went big there when she said there was a league. I was like, that's awesome.
I'm pretty good at parlor games, goofing around, but I cannot throw a frisbee.
I could do cam jam pretty good.
See,
Not to brag.
over
but
my head. I have no
wow.
idea what even that is.
Wow. I mean, you are a little older than me. I don't mean to,
Slightly.
poke fun, but
Yeah. Two quick outs by Taylor McQuillan. Harshman pops it up. That'll make it into the stands. McQuillan has Harshman set up. She struck her out back in the first inning. McQuillan so far 3 strikeouts, 10 batters into the game.
and a lot at stake. We're into the third inning here with no runs up on the board. You're going to get those 30 rollover inning points, and these athletes know the importance of finding a way to get those points, winning innings, winning the game. The point system, there's 3 ways. It's the win points, MVP points, as well as those individual stat points. But the biggest chunk to really push you up that leaderboard, it comes down to winning innings and winning games.
Harshman. Seen a lot of pitches here. Here's the 2-2. Flare down the left field line. That old drop foul. We're still looking for our first base hit of the ball game. We have had 3 total base runners. Aaliyah Andrews led off the game with a walk. And then Hannah Flippin and Mia Davidson were hit with pitches. Those are our only 3 base runners.
Kelsey Harshman just taking her time.
Yes, she
Said, I
is.
got all the way to second. I'm not going to rush back. I'm going to take a breath here.
So count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases clear here in the 3rd inning. McQuillan trying to get back into that third base dugout. Wants to start fresh.
Well, and based on Taylor McQuillan's repertoire of pitches, that rise ball at this 2-2 count, like I said, 77.8% of the time, you're getting those hitters to chase.
That is a fair ball. And Harshman never left the batter's box. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Taylor McQuillan.
Filler swinging first pitch deep to left field. She is feeling good right now.
That's probably the best part of my game, is that I'm an ultimate competitor. Something that I've really worked on, post-college and into my pro career has been, when I see something I like, swing at it 100%. Ultimately, that's always my goal, is just try to be a tough out and not focus on results.
Andrea Filler will lead things off for Team Davidson here in the third inning. It's still scoreless because this is the home half of the third. Should Team Davidson score just one run, they will win the first, second, and third inning. It would be a plus 30 for everyone. And this is how the top of this inning ended, Danielle.
Well, and I like the way that Filler gets behind the base. She's obviously playing back, but when you're trying to field a ground ball that could potentially hit that base, it can pop up and spiral somewhere. But the way that she played it, she got behind it. Didn't get by her.
8, 9, and 1 in the lineup for Team Davidson, batting against Odyssey Alexander. Filler beginning the day 32nd out of 60 players on the leaderboard. Quality strike, inner half, 1-1.
I feel like the biggest difference that I've seen over the course of the 2020 season, 21 and 22 with pitchers this year is it's almost like they look a little different, but their philosophy has been different as the weeks have gone on.
Lifted down the left field line, foul territory. No play made.
Meaning you're usually seeing the ace of the team start game one and then somebody else potentially throw game two because the games have been a little bit more packed. But you've also seen some changes being made that first time through the lineup. Even if they aren't getting on a pitcher, they're making that change. They're going to someone new. So that second, that third at bat, it's going to look completely different. And by how the pitchers are throwing today, not saying that that's something that's going to happen because McQuillan and Odyssey are locked in together, but that's something that I definitely have noticed that has been a little bit different heading into week 4.
Fourth strikeout for Odyssey Alexander. Tomorrow we're going to do it again. 2 more games coming your way to round out week 3. First at 4:30 on ESPN2. Team Alexander taking on Team Romero, followed up by a 7 o'clock start on ESPNU. Team Davidson and Team Ferramo. What a play by the shortstop, Josie Muffley. Ball got past Flippin somehow, and Muffley with a great arm throws out Jackson from deep in the hole.
This is such a rock-solid play. A lot of pop, gets on her back leg to make this throw, doesn't let the speed of Jackson up the line get to her at all. Obviously, there's a little bit more pressure when you know someone can get up the line quicker than anyone, and she's down in that 9 spot for a reason.
Aubrey Leach, that's maybe the first time all season long we've seen her swing at the first pitch, and it works. Single for Leach to keep the third inning alive. That's the first hit of the ball game, and it comes with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Maybe a running situation for Leach. Good luck. Gwen Svekis, one of the best arms in the game today, behind home plate. There goes Leach, popped up, left field, coming on and making the play is Bubba Nichols. So clearly, second time through the lineup, Team Davidson trying to get to Alexander early in the count. Doesn't work for Anissa Urtez. To the 4th we go, still scoreless. Welcome back, everyone. Team Alexander, Team Davidson in a dogfight. It is a scoreless game. 4th inning, 40 points on the line for whoever wins this inning. Sam Fisher is wearing a microphone. Let's go into the game with Air National Guard.
Hi, Gizmo. When the bat drops a little bit in her hands, she's soft slapping. Okay. So this is why you see a little bit of like choked. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm so fast. We go out so quick and they don't return the favor. Huh?
They're waving at me.
No. No, see? They're waving at me. That was me, for sure.
Hey, that's Sam Fisher doing her thing. Everyone loves themselves some Sam Fisher. Hey, Sam, thank you for talking to us. How are things down there in the field?
They're a little hot, but I love it out here.
Tell me about the wind. That's always an issue that we talk about here in Rosemont.
You guys, you don't know where the ball's coming down when it goes up. I'll tell you that much.
I have to ask, Sam, kind of how do you guys feel about the couple days of rest in between games? Obviously, this is not normal, right? It's a little bit different, but do you guys all like getting that break? Where's your head at with it?
Good mix. Be back, in Chicago. Feels like home coming back to it. And just getting to go hit around a little bit. Really light, really casual. Got a really good feeling to get back into today.
I'm always curious about these type of games, Sam. This is probably the softball that you were raised on. Close.
Yeah.
Everything is super important.
She's going to catch it. She's going to catch it.
We've seen Megan Wiggins make that play before in center field.
Constantly.
Obviously, you're one of the better bats that the pro game has seen over the last decade.
Thank you.
Sam, as an offensive player, do you enjoy low-scoring pitchers duels, or is it just kind of boring for you?
It sucks when you're not getting the hits, but man, it's intense, it's competitive, and it's like, this is what the pro game is. So it's really exciting, even though, do I want to be 3 for 3? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, winning these ball games feels really, really good. Hey, good idea. Good idea.
I have to ask what the team theme is. Can you let me in on that?
So we're Mamma Mia's, but like Mamma Mia. Everybody's bought in. Good. Hey, love that spot, Tay. Atta girl, love that spot.
Take me through kind of what it's been like with Mia Davidson and her being a captain, and just kind of how she's rallying the team and how you guys like playing with someone like that.
She's been so great. I told her that this morning. Our lockers are actually next to each other, and I told her, hey, so what? Hold on, I'm gonna finish that sentence in 1 second.
Yep.
Hey, we love a double play. We love a double play. Here we go. Yeah. We got you. She's been great. She's been chill. She's been herself. And I think that's one of the things, especially when you're young, really young, and becoming in charge all of a sudden of all these people. I'm sure it can get into your head, but she's been handling it with grace. She's a competitor, and she went up to me in our game in North Carolina. I was like, I believe in you. And I was like, oh my God, thank you.
I do too, if you're wondering.
Oh my God, thank you. Come on. Stay in. Oh my God, 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 oh my God.
What a play! Erica Piancastelli!
You're good. Hey, atta girl! Atta girl! Everybody okay? Everybody doing all right?
Are you okay?
No. I got goosebumps all over my body.
Dang, this is such a good catch with
That
the
was
wind,
amazing.
tracking, morning track. Obviously the Sam Fisher reaction, which you can't see on TV.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Go, Tay. Here you go. Good spot. Good spot.
Lastly, I just have to ask, this is, your 4th season, championship season. Was there anything different you kind of went into in the off season, or anything you tried to focus on heading into year 4 here with Athletes Unlimited?
Honestly, I feel like I found a really good routine last year, 2022. And I really wanted to replicate that. Just go and just, continue to work on my mental game, continue to just believe in myself and know that I've done this so much. I've played this game so much. And, it's like riding a bike sometimes. It just kicks in, so not putting too much pressure on myself and just playing the game I love. Good spot, good spot.
I'm always curious about your glove. I think does your glove say LMU on it?
Yes, it does. I didn't actually get a glove in college. We had to buy our own. So Easton made me a glove, and it's got LMU on it. So, yeah. And it says Heart of a Lion. I don't know where the camera is, but.
Oh, we're looking at it. No, this is great stuff. Yes.
Thank you. So, yeah, I love it. I'm super proud to be a Lion. Super proud to still represent LMU, even 11 years after I graduated.
I have seen you every once in a while over the years play some first base. Would you use that same glove for first base?
Absolutely. This feels like an extension of my arm, and I've tried first base gloves before. I absolutely hate it. It's like wearing a pancake on my hand. But if it feels like nothing's here, then that's the glove I want to use. On tape. Good spot. Hey, go get her.
Sam, curious, just 'cause I love bringing up some great names, and I know you're a big fan of someone you played with. Saw a beautiful swing by Danielle Gibson. Kelly Kretschmann. I don't want people to forget about Kelly Kretschmann. Can you give a quick word on Kelly Kretschmann and what she meant to your career?
Kelly is so good, and hey, so what? Hey, so what? She like knows how good she is, but I don't think she really knows how impactful she's been on everybody. Like, she played till she was over 40, and now we have quite a few people actually on this team. Me, Nadia, Megan Wiggins, we're the oldest 3 in the league. So because somebody like her went and did it for as long as she did, now we get to hang out here. We're like, I see it, I can do it. I can just keep going until I'm 40.
No, she's on my Mount Rushmore, no doubt about it.
Oh, absolutely.
I won't forget her.
Me either. Atta girl!
I have to ask Sam,
Yeah.
obviously these innings matter, and this is a 40-point inning, but for the viewers that are watching, are you guys taking note of that? Do you feel any extra little bit of like, dang, there's 40 points on the line when you're heading into an inning like this with donuts up on the board?
I think that the intensity on defense is the same when you're the home team, but when we get in there, I have a feeling we're going to say, like, let's push one so we can win this 40.
Yeah.
But on defense, it's intense and it's competitive in the same way that it would be without the points on the line. But yeah, getting in there and be like, hey, let's push one across and finish this. No! Great job, Mia. Great job, Mia.
All right, Sam, we're not going to ask you more questions. We're going to listen into how you interact with your teammates, okay?
Okay, thanks for talking to me, guys.
Yep.
Hey, we got 2. Jazzy, I got you here. Hey, if it brings you here, huh? Yeah.
Now, this is what it's all about, folks. Odyssey Alexander, the captain, she's currently #1 on the leaderboard. The person who's right behind her is next to her in the batter's box, Mia Davidson, the catcher. You got runners on at first and at second. We've got 40 points hanging in the balance, whoever wins this inning. And Odyssey, as a captain, choosing to bat herself.
Are you here?
Well, it's fitting that the captain gets to set foot in the box with 40 points on the line, and that first run of the game potentially for Team Alexander at second base.
It's out, it's out, it's out. Atta girl. Hey, you keep attacking right here.
But I always
you got it. You got
think
it.
these are fun to just hear how the players interact, and for the little eyes that are watching
bring
and
it here, if it brings you
softballers,
here, I gotcha.
the communication and the constant movement and the chatter and who you're talking to,
Go get it, Tay.
all of those things matter, right? And that's what makes you feel successful when you're out there, that connection.
Oh my goodness, Odyssey Alexander! Is she gonna play to run? She will! Out at third is Flippin, but the run will score! The run came in before Flippin made the third out at third. It's a 1-0 lead for Team Alexander, courtesy of the captain, Odyssey Alexander. With 2 strikes, Odyssey Alexander gets the first base hit of her season.
So fitting for Odyssey. Megan Wiggins with the money throw to Sam Fisher. Gets her on the back. Team Davidson needs to get 1.
Welcome back, everyone. This is a captain's challenge. The captain, Mia Davidson, is challenging whether or not Danielle Gibson scored at home plate before Hannah Flippen was tagged out at third. Home plate umpire Brad Newton, he is looking and making sure that what the call on the field was, which was safe at home before the out was made at third, is the correct call. Team Alexander has already moved on. They've already men onto the field defensively, and they're ready to play. But we're still sorting through this captain's challenge, and this is what's being looked at. There's the touch of home plate by Gibson, and in the distance you can see at third, a tag being applied by Sam Fisher.
Solid angle here by the camera crew. This is so close, but to me it looks like Gibby gets a hand in because Sam Fisher ends up tagging her on the back. I think she crosses the plate.
This is quite possibly a 40-point challenge. And no one's questioning whether or not the out was made at third. They're questioning the timing of did that out at third happen before Gibson crossed home plate.
And there has to be enough evidence to overturn that call. This will be really interesting. This is a tight play.
Score the run. So the challenge is denied. It is a 1-0 lead officially for Team Alexander. And now that's the lead they'll try and protect here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And if they can, it's a plus 40 for everyone wearing purple.
Well, and it's fitting that the captain, Mia Davidson, gets to lead this inning off, her second at-bat of the day against Odyssey Alexander.
So a 1-0 lead, but a difficult portion of the lineup for Odyssey Alexander to navigate. Mia Davidson, Megan Wiggins, Nadia Taylor. One captain against the other with 40 points on the line. Alexander pours it past her. +8 on the day for Mia. Got hit with a pitch in the first inning. Three homers so far this season for Davidson.
And you haven't seen Odyssey really change up her game plan much this second time through. Yeah, she gave up the base hit to Aubrey Leach, but battled right back to get Urtez, and back-to-back pitches on the inner half to Mia Davidson.
2-2 now to Davidson.
Wondering if she'll potentially try to go upstairs here if she ever gets into a pinch of a count, climb the ladder with that rise ball. Has not had to use that pitch, has done a good job going with that curveball, with that screwball, offsetting with the change.
Two. Into left. That's a foul ball.
Close.
Out in front off the end of the bat. Well, here's our next WNBA matchup on ESPN. Tomorrow afternoon, Brianna Stewart in the Eastern Conference leading Liberty going to travel to Indiana to take on Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and the Fever. Coverage tips 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time with WNBA Countdown. Now this pitch is unbelievably important for Odyssey Alexander. She currently leads everyone on that leaderboard. She's at 990 points. But trailing her in second place is the batter Mia Davidson, who strikes out. That is strikeout number 5 for Alexander. So with another out recorded, that is another +4. Odyssey's now at 994. Should she get the next 2 batters, she'd be over 1,000 and then some, because it would be a plus 40 for winning the inning.
Well, and just straight cheddar on the outer half, right? Like that curveball with a little bit of upspin in the other batter's box, that's a tough pitch to handle.
High drive, right field. Husky looking up into the sun. 2 down. So Odyssey now with 998 points. One more out here, and that number will skyrocket. It'll be a plus 44 with the next out, because it will mean she now has made it through the 4th inning without allowing a run, and her team will have won the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings. So it's a plus 40 for everyone in purple. Here's Nadia Taylor. It's been a busy weekend for the Taylors. Told you about Nadia's brother Patrick Taylor playing for the Packers preseason football. There are the parents, Patrick and Katie. They are just tremendous souls. Had a chance to talk to them in years past. They've been following Nadia everywhere she's been for the last decade. One of the most decorated players in professional softball. After an All-American career at Texas. Clearly, Nadia comes from good stock, not only an All-American softball player, but she also was a Division I basketball player.
Yep.
And of course, her brother plays professional football. What else do you want? And she's named for Nadia Comaneci, one of the greatest gymnasts of all time. We've got every sport covered. Hammered into the gap, right center field. That'll make it to the wall, making her parents proud. Nadia on her way to second, and she's there. A plus 20 for Nadia Taylor. She still got it.
You see where Svekis is set up, and this pitch just misses a little bit too much over the plate. Nadia Taylor takes advantage. Legs out the double. Mom and dad.
We've seen this before. That's our girl. So Nadia is going to be replaced temporarily. There's going to be a pinch runner coming on for her. It's Nicole Mendez. This run is super important. Runner at second, 2 outs. Erica Biancastelli is the batter. Remember, Mendez needs to score, or else it's going to be a plus 40 for everyone on Team Alexander. Because of all the rollover innings, it'll be a 40-point inning win.
Well, and Erica Biancastelli with runners on, 5 for 11, 455 average. Not too shabby.
Man, does not get cheated.
And I think your second at bat going up against Odyssey, you have to have a plan of attack. She's doing such a good job of nibbling corners on the inner half to the righties and getting ahead with a pitch on your hands and then spreading and going with that curveball. So you have to step up there with a plan of, okay, hey, I'm going to try to swing on this pitch on the inner half. I'm not going to swing at a curveball in the other batter's box. Just trying to be patient. It's a good take by Biancastelli with really the first truest rise ball that I've seen Odyssey throw on the day. Up and in.
Biancastelli, third on the all-time list with Athletes Unlimited. 16 home runs. Two and two. Every ball that's put into play for Odyssey, she takes a long look just to make sure it fits her standards. Big pitch here.
Really good battle by Biancastelli. 61-mile-an-hour changeup down in the zone on the outside part of the plate. And if I'm Odyssey, I'm not opposed to going back upstairs. Try to see if you can get some type of a defensive swing. If I can hit location, we haven't thrown that pitch up a ton. I'd either go upstairs or try to snap off that true curveball.
70 miles per hour. Do it again. Alexander has struck out 5. She was able to get the first 2 outs of this 4th inning relatively easily. Davidson and then Wiggins. Then the double by Nadia Taylor, putting pressure right here. Got her! Another strikeout for Odyssey Alexander, her 6th, and that is a massive inning for everyone wearing purple. A plus 40 for winning the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and now the 4th inning. Good old-fashioned pitcher's duel through 4, 1-0 lead for Team Alexander. Well, here's this week's Sunday Night Baseball matchup, the series finale between the NL East leading Braves and the Mets heading in the opposite direction at Citi Field. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage begins 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. Michael Kay and A-Rod will have their K-Rod presentation on ESPN2. With Danielle Laurie, I'm Eric Collins. Maddie Husky, Josie Muffley, and Aaliyah Andrews scheduled to bat against Taylor McQuillan. And Husky, leadoff base hit. That is the first hit here with Athletes Unlimited for the rookie, Maddie Husky. Are they going to give her the ball? They're going to keep the ball to play. Oh, Maddie Husky. We'll always remember it. Get yourself into the game by joining the Unlimited Club. Vote on game MVPs. Enjoy exclusive events. Contribute 10% to the player bonus pool and more for just $20 a year. Sign up now at auprosports.com/membership. With a name like Maddie Husky, I'm assuming she was hoping to be recruited by Washington, Northern Illinois, and UConn. Is that right? Had to be a Husky?
It was.
Yeah.
She had to be a Husky.
Ended up playing for the Washington Huskies. Good job, Maddie Husky. Here's Josie Muffley. That is a beautiful bunt. Only plays it first. Filler to the second baseman covering. That is a sacrifice plus 10 for Josie Muffley.
And I like that you get rewarded for this. Runner on, you sacrifice yourself, knowing the importance of runs and moving someone on your team 60 feet, and that's exactly what Josie Muffley does from the 9 spot. Turns that lineup over now with Leah Andrews and a runner in scoring position. She knows this well. Got that winning run in extra innings on Wednesday night. North Carolina, way into the night. I mean, I stayed tuned into both those games. That was fun, getting those extra innings.
Well, Mia Davidson has taken off the mask and talked to the home plate umpire. She wants to make a pitching change. So Taylor McQuillan is not going to go a third time through the lineup. We're going to have a new pitcher. It looks to be Carrie Eberle. We'll tell you more about the right-hander when we come back. It's tighter than a tick right now. 1-0 is our score, but Team Alexander threatening. So Taylor McQuillan leaves the game. She goes the first 4 1/3, only allows 1 earned run. She is responsible for Husky on its second. New pitcher is Carrie Eberly. Her pitch misses down low to Aaliyah Andrews.
And I like this change, Eric. I think it's important, especially going that third time through the lineup here, changing it up to someone completely different from the right side. That heavy drop ball, completely opposite look of a Taylor McQuillan.
It's kind of a fun decision to make for Mia Davidson. Mentioned that she is a North Carolina high school legend. Also big in the North Carolina softball world, Carrie Eberly, who is from Charlotte, North Carolina. These two grew up both dominating in North Carolina. Now they're teammates for the first time. 2 down. Andrews flies out to Jackson. Kelsey Harshman will bat.
When I think at times what I've seen in the previous seasons of the championship season for Athletes Unlimited is a lot of times there were pitchers that were left out there longer than they needed to be. And I think the importance of understanding, hey, maybe that third time through, let's give it a different look. Even though Taylor McQuillan was throwing well, I like this change. Yeah, there's a runner on second base. She gave up a base hit. They sacrificed her over, but changing the look of it and not giving Team Alexander an opportunity here the third time through to get a better look. They make that change, and I like it.
Let's check in with Savannah Collins.
Well, Danielle, you just brought up a great point, and who I'll attribute a lot of that to is Taylor McQuillan. I get to be in the dugout and hear so much, but not giving away any secrets. Taylor McQuillan is a great pitching staff manager. If you talk to captains, that's a part of what makes her such a great attribution to your team that you maybe don't see on the field. Coming into this inning, she was sitting down with Carrie Eberly, talking batters, situations. Who has seen her a lot? When does she need to come out? Okay, runners on 1, runners on 2, 1 outs, 2 outs. That's something that Taylor is so good at. And when it came to make that pitching change, you saw she was the one who called timeout. She knew she and Carrie had a plan. They were going to stick to it. And hopefully that's going to pay off for them here based on those plans that they made, if it's the type of situation that they wanted to be in, to be able to make this change and get out of the inning.
Thank you, Savannah. Yeah, it's almost perfect.
Yep.
Pitching the first 2 times through the order, McQuillan, and now third time through, it's Carrie Eberly and her different look from a different side and a different angle to her pitches.
Well, and just rock solid trust by Mia Davidson to have their back and say, hey, you want to pull yourself out of this game? You think this is the right plan of attack? Okay, let's do it. And sometimes captains are ultimately the ones that get to make that decision, but you have to have the open communication with the pitchers, and it worked in their favor.
Called third strike. So the combination of McQuillan and Eberly get out of the 5th inning unscathed. 10 points on the line for Team Davidson when we come back.
And this is just money. Look at this off-speed pitch on the outer half. McQuillan loves it. Works for Team Davidson. They need 1 to get back in it.
Bring it in. Oh. Hey. Ooh. Ah. No. Just making sure that was in and not, you know her wheelhouse. Yeah. I just don't want a mistake 100%. There. Okay, got you, baby. I'm sorry.
No, you can't give in there. Work. Here we go. I love you.
I'm sorry. Love all my queens. They're not looking at me. Hey, no outs. Maddie, it's no outs.
I mean, I cannot say enough about Odyssey Alexander. Lights out, spotting corners so well, heavy velocity, doing such a good job of mixing speeds, going up a little bit when she needs to, but spreading the zone. You're getting some big swings and misses. And that has not been the course of what it's been like for Odyssey Alexander last season. She looks like a completely different pitcher this year. It's really, really cool to see because it's not a physical thing. It's completely mental. She worked on it after AUX and said she had to look herself in the mirror and was way too in her head, was really hard on herself, and gave her that little bit of time after AUX to when the championship season started and said, hey, I'm going to be different. And you see it, and it's worked in her favor. She's been tremendous.
Sam Fisher way out in front, down in the count. Ball and 2 strikes. Now, Odyssey Alexander began the day on top of the leaderboard, and she has extended that lead. So far today, our in-game leaders, Odyssey is a plus 98. Look at Hannah Flippen. She's a plus 66. She has moved all the way up to 13th. Hannah Flippen has. And today, 17th, so she's moved up 4 spots. Without the benefit of a base hit. That's by being a good softball player. Hannah Flippen hit with a pitch, stole a base, walked, and has been part of a winning team with Team Alexander. So she's moving up that leaderboard on a Saturday afternoon. We should mention that Odyssey Alexander is a plus 98. And the way this game is going, there's a good chance she's going to get more because of MVP votes. She is the only person today to drive in a run. 2 out, base hit in the 4th inning, driving in Danielle Gibson. That's the only run of the game. And the only reason Odyssey's batting is because she's the captain. High pop-up, wind a factor. Bubba Nichols makes the play. Tomorrow afternoon, we've got 2 more games coming your way to close out week 3. First at 4:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Team Alexander going to take on Team Romero. 7 Eastern on ESPNU. Team Davidson takes on Team Faremo. Yeah, so far through the first 2 weeks, Odyssey Alexander did not have an at-bat. She wasn't a captain, couldn't put herself into the starting lineup. Now she's a captain, and she's hitting and getting points both with her arm and with her bat. 2 down as Filler pops out.
When you've seen the success of players that have gotten the chance to be the 2A player, and the prime example for me is Rachel Garcia. I mean, back-to-back AUX wins. She's had great numbers in the championship seasons. She's been lights out. So it goes to show, if you have the ability to step in the box and help the cause, being a captain, obviously you can call your own number, but it allows for you to potentially do better, right? Move up that leaderboard, knowing I can step in the box and help, and then at the end of the day, I can get in the circle and do my job and own it. But I also think for pitchers, sometimes it helps to go and hit. Go have your own back at times. You feel less pressure hitting when you're pitching in a game than being a DP, because you know my job is to pitch, I gotta get out of this. So when you step in the box, it's like, oh nice, this kind of feels great because there's more pressure on me as a pitcher than there is for me to step in the box and go yard.
Great thought. Odyssey still with gas. Last pitch was 69 miles per hour. She's only thrown 70 pitches. But just thinking ahead, this may be the last batter that she faces. It's Jasmine Jackson, the number 9 hitter. So once we get past Jackson, it'll be at the top of the order. Look at Odyssey. Great fielding pitcher, and that is a 1-2-3 5th inning. So only 9 pitches needed for Odyssey Alexander. 20 points are on the line when we get to the 6th in a moment. We played 5 here in Rosemont, Illinois. Team Alexander, Team Davidson, 1-0 score. This is a rollover inning, so it will be 20 points to whoever scores the most runs here in our 6th inning. And earlier this week, AU softball was down at Greenville, North Carolina, experiencing Little League Softball World Series. It continues earlier today. New York moving on. They have punched their ticket to tomorrow's championship game on ABC. They will take on the winner of Texas and North Carolina. That game, ESPN 2 tonight, 5 Eastern. Carrie Eberly, her first full inning of work, came on with 1 out in the 5th inning, got Aaliyah Andrews and Kelsey Harshman. Now she'll face Bubba Nichols, Danielle Gibson, and Gwen Speckes. We have activity in both bullpens as we've gotten late in this ball game. Wind has been blowing in all day long, and runs have been hard to come by. Bubba Nichols has flied to left and flied to center.
I know you and I keep talking about if Odyssey Alexander is going to go back out that 3rd time through, bottom half of the 6th. I think my only thing would be I would put myself back out there, and I think if I give up a walk or I give up a base hit, I'm going to pull the chute. I'm going to bring someone else in. But based on how Odyssey's been throwing, I mean, Aubrey Leach got the first base hit of the game, so obviously Odyssey is aware of that. But with how well she's been throwing, I'm going to go out into the 6th and see where I'm at.
Okay, you've been there, done that. I'm just looking at the roster and saying I got Alyssa Denham on my team. I think Denham, the way that she's been throwing, I'm always worried too, and this is me not being an athlete like yourself, Danielle Laurie. I'm worried about going backwards. And Odyssey Alexander's #1 on the leaderboard. You start giving up earned runs.
Hey, I've seen you on the Peloton leaderboard. Do not say that you are not an athlete, okay? I will not put your leaderboard name out there to the world, but don't count yourself out.
Well, Alyssa Denham, just in case, staying loose in that bullpen. Odyssey actually has a couple of options. Kat Sandercock, who was impressive a couple of days ago coming out of the pen, she's available. Micah Sutherland, rookie from Cal State Fullerton, also is available. Bubba Nichols stays alive.
Yeah, I don't think you can say enough about Kat Sandercock. And just her gutsy performance on Wednesday in North Carolina, her in those extra innings and just how she was able to stay locked in. She knows that role well, coming off of a national championship, not winning it, but being a part of that with Florida State, and her role primarily changing a little bit, where she took on a little bit more of a closer role at times. So she knows the heat of the moment, but so does Alyssa Denham, and they are complete opposite pitchers of Odyssey Alexander. Wouldn't be a bad move to make.
On the ground, right side. Leach. See how she charged that, make sure she got the hop that she wanted. First out here in the 6th inning. Well, Athletes Unlimited at Topps have unveiled the first ever set of player trading cards that feature all 4 Athletes Unlimited sports combined in one set. 200-card set features 185 athletes from 2022 season last year. It's available at Target, Barnes & Noble, hobby shops, topps.com, and fanatics.com. They're everywhere, so get your set today.
I do want to get a set. I say that every year on air, and I have yet to get one, but...
We had, and actually they're no longer here. We had some in the booth last week.
Well, my daughter played Little League this year, and someone had given her a whole bunch of baseball cards, and I'm like, all right, cool, baseball, but where are the women at? We got to get her some.
We got you covered with Athletes Unlimited.
That's on my list of things to do. Got to get two kids. One won't be happy, but those are pretty sweet.
Danielle Gibson lifts it into left field. Easy play for Jazz Jackson. Two outs, bases clear. Here's Speckes. Only run of the game coming in the 4th inning, and it came with a little bit of doubt. Runners on at first and at second, 2 outs. Base hit by Odyssey Alexander. Danielle Gibson scored from second, but it was just a fraction of a moment before Hannah Flippen was tagged out at third. There actually was a captain's challenge, and the play was upheld, the call on the field. So that's the only run we've had so far in our ball game. 2-out base hit for Gwen Svekis, her first hit of the game. Gwen runs pretty well, so she's going to stay in the game to run. And here's Hannah Flippen, a productive day without taking the bat off of her shoulder. Flippen hit with a pitch, walked, stole a base. Hadn't even swung the bat yet. This is her third plate appearance, and the bat has not left her right shoulder. Hannah Flippen was the Defensive Player of the Year last year, the Athletes Unlimited, but what makes her different is she's a great defender at probably 3 different positions.
Yeah.
Primary position, usually shortstop, but we see a lot of her at second base. Today she's playing third.
And that's someone that I want on my team, right? You want to draft someone like that. You want to know that, hey, if I have a Josie Muffley or someone that realistically is only kind of used to playing shortstop, if I have the confidence that Hannah Flippen has where I can move her around, adds more value.
Anissa Urtez from her fanny throws out her college teammate. Hannah should have known better. Don't try Anissa Urtez. She'll get you every single time.
I think this is a money defensive play. Anissa Urtez, not a cannon. It's her former Utah Ute out at first. I just don't think you can say enough about Odyssey Alexander. Calls her own number, hits in that 40-point rollover inning run, and then steps up for herself in the circle. She has been absolute nails, ice in her veins, hitting spots, changing speeds. I mean, potential MVP if they're able to get this win, and I like this change. I do still think she was throwing well enough to stay out there, but to me, with how good Catherine Sandercock has been in that closer role, I think this is a smooth change.
For every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. We're up to 980 trees committed this season, thanks to Aspiration's support heading into this weekend. Sandercock with 6 more outs to get. It is the bottom of the 6th inning, 1-0 game. And Odyssey Alexander, first-time captain, but understanding the moment, knowing that 3 times through the order, things get a little bit dicey. 1, 2, 3 here in the 6th inning in the Davidson lineup. Leach, Urtez, and Mia Davidson.
And I think there's some good trust in Catherine Sandercock for her performance on Wednesday night in extra innings. I mean, she threw 3 innings, no hits, no walks, had 5 strikeouts. And that's clutch. That's someone that you can rely on coming in late into a game with a little bit of pressure.
You know, right now, Sandercock not hitting the glove. 2 balls and a strike. Leach is so dynamic when she gets onto first base. You do not want to walk her. Clubbed down the right field line into the sun. Catch is made by Husky. I'll tell you what, Maddie Husky has earned her meal money today. A couple nice defensive plays out there.
Well, this is Kat Sandercock Wednesday night in North Carolina. I thought she did such a good job of spotting that up pitch, getting those hitters to chase that low rise ball, and she could go downstairs with her bread and butter in that drop if she needed to. But 5 big strikeouts and some pressure-filled extra innings, and she stepped up big, and that's yet again why her name's being called here, to have Odyssey Alexander's back. Try to tag team this victory.
You got to do it quick. When you're a young player just graduated from college and coming into AU, your first couple of appearances, you've got to show that you can compete at this level. And it was right out of the chute. She was getting outs. On the ground, that'll sneak through. Base hit for Anissa Urtez. And a 1-out base runner for Team Davidson.
I also think you can't go without saying that come from behind win for Team Davidson on Wednesday. With the back-to-back homers, Erica Piancastelli had that late home run, Nadia Taylor. There was just so much that went right for them late into the innings. So if I'm Team Alexander, that's just that little thing in the back of my mind, knowing, hey, this is a team that came back in the 6th inning a couple days ago, and we got to lock it up.
Here's Mia Davidson, the captain, batting again with the game on the line. Remember, if that runner on at first base scores, it'll be a 20-point inning win for everyone on Team Davidson. And if that runner on first base scores, it'll be a tie ball game. On the ground, could be 2. There's 1. Double play! Muffley to Harshman to Gibson, and the side is retired. Kat Sandercock needs only 7 pitches to retire the side.
I mean, this is picture perfect. Sandercock making it look too easy. Muffley to Harshman to Gibson. Smooth.
Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN is sponsored by the Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. And now 4 years of history with Athletes Unlimited Softball, and it's all been documented by Jade Hewitt, who is just a fantastic lead photographer for Athletes Unlimited. Does great work, absolutely great work. And speaking of great, how great has this game been? 1-0 as we move to the 7th inning. 30 points are on the line And nothing has been decided. 1-0 lead, Team Alexander over Team Davidson. Experience the action yourself here in Rosemont, Illinois. Join us for tomorrow's Athletes Causes Impact Week games, 3:30 and 6 Central. Be one of the first 250 fans in the ballpark to score an Athletes Unlimited water bottle giveaway. Get your tickets now at auprosports.com/tickets. This is Odyssey Alexander's spot in the lineup, and she's not going to hit. It's going to be Jordan Roberts. Roberts batting against Carrie Eberly. I like this move. Roberts, some enormous power in that right-handed bat.
And part of that no-hitter last weekend with Megan Framo. It was the second in Athletes Unlimited history. Kat Arseman having the first. But Jordan Roberts has put in her time. She hadn't got a chunk of innings constantly behind the dish over the course of the last couple of years. And last weekend, catching 3 games and being a part of that with Megan Framo, I mean, she's just been putting her head down and going to work, working hard, and it's paid off. And that was pretty incredible when you see something like that happen, because you know the importance of the pitch caller behind the plate and that trust that Framo has to have in someone like that to throw some big quality pitches. But the battery has to be dialed in together. I've been a big fan of Jordan Roberts from the jump.
Sam Fisher ranging to her left, throws off balance, and Roberts is out number 1. I'm putting a bow on it too. If Odyssey Alexander had put herself back into the game to hit, then she would have had to stay in the game. So right now Odyssey is still able to come in whenever she wants if she's needed to get another out or 2 in the circle. So Sandra Cox is still in the game as the pitcher, but just in case, Odyssey still has the flexibility to reinsert herself because Jordan Roberts batted there. A little procedural thing for the Karen Johnses and Barb Jordans of the world. Maddie Husky into the glove of Aubrey Leach. Probably harder than it looked because of the sun in her eyes. 2 down. All right, let's go into the game with Odyssey Alexander's been wearing a microphone all day.
I think she'll be great, but if we do have any issues, which, yeah, not worry about, I'll go back in. Okay. She's good. She's good. She's thriving.
You were hunting during the AUX season.
Man, I was trying to do too much.
It was good.
That was the norm. That's the normal. Yeah, AUX was trying to change my windup and trying to do all this stuff. I'm like, Odyssey, what are you doing? No, this is not you. Let's bring it back. Let's rewind it. Let's rewind.
She seems like a fun captain to play with. Like, just so confident. She's bubbly. She's someone that I can see using the advice of her teammates and not just being the sole decision of the captain. And sometimes you start to see that trend happen. At the end of the day, the captains make the decisions, but what make the best captains, in my opinion, are the ones that utilize the women that they have on the team. Of like, hey, what do you think about me doing this? And you can just tell that's the type of young lady that she is. And with the leadership behind the plate and Gwen Svekis, someone who just knows the pressures of this league and everything that can go down, it's a good one to ask as well.
And one of the people that Odyssey credits as being hugely influential is Mickey Dean, her college coach, who spent a long time coaching professionals in National Pro Fast Pitch, actually here in this building as the head coach of the Chicago Bandits. But Mickey Dean obviously taught her the game well because she's thinking situations and re-entry and all the different possibilities, like she is a longtime head coach right now, even though she's a first-time captain.
Yep.
So Muffley batting, nobody on, 2 outs. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning, Megan Wiggins, Nadia Taylor, Erica Piancastelli scheduled to bat. Softly down the left field line, that will drop. Muffley's got herself a base hit, heading to second, the throw! Not in time, a hustle double for Josie Muffley. That is a great play, plus 20 for her with the 2-out double.
This is so good. I mean, she knows that you have to think double all the way, and she turns, sneaks a peek quickly, trusts her speed, gets her hands in there. That was a boom, boom play, but I love that killer instinct to know as soon as you sneak that peek to see where the ball's at, you trust yourself and you go get it.
Playing with that knee brace apparently on the right side, a little bit gimpy right now. Hopefully she's okay. Something to keep in mind here. Because the inning remains alive on Muffley's hit, this allows Aaliyah Andrews to bat for the second time against Eberle. She's the first person to see Eberle twice, and it pays off. Here comes Muffley. They stop her at third. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. They did challenge Megan Wiggins. May not get a better opportunity than that. Runners on at the corners with 2 outs.
Just keeping it simple. Aaliyah Andrews pitch in on her hands. Takes it right back up the middle. And I don't know, with her kind of, like you said, gimping around a little bit with her knee, if you send her home and potentially something happens, I don't know, but you know the importance. You have 30 inning points on the line from the 5th inning. It has been zeros in the 5th, the 6th. A lot on the line here. Just taking a look at Josie Muffley. Gets out of the way of Ortez.
Yeah, she was trying to run past Ortez and didn't go that straight line to third. All right, here is Harshman. Harshman's second look at Eberle. Andrews, smart play. Why not? They're going to give her the base. That is a +10 for the stolen base. And now 2 in scoring position for Harshman. A base hit here, it would make it awfully hard for Team Davidson. They're currently down a run. On the ground, stopped by the shortstop Ortez, not enough arm, another run scores. 3 consecutive 2-out hits for Team Alexander.
Really good job by Kelsey Harshman, not doing too much with this, just poking it through the left side. Really good job of finding a hole. Ortez does everything she can, but Harshman coming from the left side with decent speed up the line. It's a base hit all the way.
Look at this. Did you learn that in the Canadian national team?
No.
Harshman steals a bag, so that's a +10 for the hit, a +10 for the stolen base. These players in year 4, everyone understands the scoring. It's super smart the way that everyone's been playing this year. They're going to give you the stolen base. It's good for your team. It's good for your point total. Bubba Nichols on the ground. That's fair. That'll score 2. Nichols on her way to second. She is out at second. But 2-run score. It is a 4-0 lead for Team Alexander as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Look at that. A 3-run top of the 7th inning for Team Alexander. They are leading 4-0 with 3 more outs to get. Team Davidson in danger of not winning a thing as a team, inning-wise or game-wise, unless they can make something happen. We've got another game coming your way. Chomping at the bit, that's Team Faremo. Megan Faremo is right-hand parked on your screen. They're going to take on Team Romero. That's going to be a 5 o'clock Eastern time start on ESPN+. Let's check in with Savannah.
Well, this is the second time we've seen Kat Sandercock follow up behind Alexander. And I talked to Odyssey about why she's liking her as the go-to to close out these games. Odyssey said she's often hardened up, and then when you bring Kat into a game, she's hardened down. But when you see Kat in the dugout, she's talkative. She keeps things light. But Odyssey said once she enters that circle as the closer, she enters into a different zone. As a competitor, she loves seeing that. And that's why, yet again, she's putting her in to close out a game.
Thank you, Savannah. Yeah, the youngster from Florida State understands the moment. The moment here tells her she's got to fill up that strike zone. Make Team Davidson beat you by swinging the bat. Megan Wiggins, Nadia Taylor, Erica Piancastelli. If anyone gets on, Sam Fisher. Those 4 have played all 4 seasons of Athletes Unlimited softball. Just to get you up to speed of what this half inning is all about. Team Davidson, kind of daunting. They need 4 runs to win 30 points. If they get 5 runs, everyone will get 80 points. It's a lot of runs, though. They haven't scored yet on just 3 hits through 6 innings. And now 1 out. Harshman throws out Wiggins to begin our 7th. Still 2 more outs to get, but if Team Davidson can't win this ball game, Mia Davidson as a captain is going to be a +8 on the day. She got hit with a pitch in the 1st inning, but no other points to her name. She started the day 2nd on the leaderboard, but where will she fall to? Here's Nadia Taylor. That one will get down. The diving Muffley can't make the play. She's fun to watch. Single for Taylor. Another 2 for 3 day for Taylor.
This is just laying it all out on the line for your pitcher. So good, Josie Muffley. That drop step.
Unbelievable. See, the story of Muffley is she got late to the game of softball at the age of 15 because she played hockey. She actually had a neck injury playing hockey, so she said, I'm done with that, I'll play softball. Well, she plays softball like she's a hockey player, throwing her body around.
I'm with you, and I know what you're thinking. You want to talk to me about hockey and ask me if I played. I never played as a Canadian.
You're the only Canadian who never played hockey.
Never played.
What about, is it curling, like the national sport of Canada?
Yeah, my aunt actually won a silver medal in Utah.
That's a curler?
Yeah, with Team Canada.
Is that right?
Yes. You're surprised.
What country could possibly beat a Canadian in curling? You know who won the gold that year?
No, I'd have to go back.
Okay, you're off the hook.
I'll look at the Salt Lake City curling gold medal.
Were you watching every game?
We were watching, yeah.
Awesome.
I think that was back in 2002.
And your brother played on the Olympic team, too, the baseball team of Canada.
Yeah.
2008, my goodness. Could form a Olympic team in any sport with just lorries. Right back to the circle. Oh, my goodness, taking a chance of Sandercock. She gets the out at 2nd, and there are now 2 out. The only real reason to go to 2nd there was a selfish one if you're Sandercock, right? An earned run is a -10. So she's interested in getting that out at 2nd. But all she needs is any out, really, to win the ball game.
When this, even though it's late and there's a slight bobble, she makes a rock-solid throw. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's trusting your arm and knowing that I can get a good throw on the money. And that's what happens, getting that lead out. And I also think when you have a 4-run lead, sometimes it allows for you to maybe make some decisions and do some things, knowing you have those insurance runs up on the board. I like that play by Sandercock. I'd probably go first with my arm, but I like hers.
So the last hope for Team Davidson is Sam Fisher. Fisher has popped to first and flied out to left. Runner on first base, Piancastelli. Team Davidson has not won an inning A wonderful game from start to finish for Team Alexander, a 4-0 shutout.
A really good team win for Team Alexander. A little jam job to end it, straight to Kat Sandercock. Loving that closing roll, having Odyssey Alexander's back. A lot on the line, and I mean, I got to go MVP 1 with Odyssey based on her performance and her getting that big 40 rollover inning points by getting in that run was huge. 50 total points. Winning that game, plus the rollover innings. I mean, that's a solid day for that squad.
So a great start to the week for Team Alexander. They're now 2-0 here in week 3. Sure hope you enjoyed it. Final score 4-0 win, Team Alexander over Team Davidson. We'll be right back here shortly at 5 o'clock for game number 2. For Danielle, Savannah, I'm Eric saying goodbye for now.